Hey, Global CE Day. This is Tom Judd of CED, and we've got with us Alexandre Ferelli from Brazil, who's president of ABE Clean. Hey, Alexandre, how are you doing today?
Hello, it's a pleasure to stay here. I'm a clinical engineer, and I work in the emergency unit of the public health systems of Brazil, managing the technology part of 3 intensive care units and 3 emergency rooms. One of the intensive care units is dedicated to patients with COVID. And I'm a president of the Brazilian Society of Clinical Engineering too.
You're a busy man. I know you guys have had a lot of webinars on COVID and other topics, and so we appreciate your great leadership. Talk a little bit about what your society has been doing during COVID.
Okay. AB Clean is playing an important role in supporting the fight against COVID. Since the beginning of the expansion of the disease in Brazil, we interact with international agencies to bring information and experience. We set up a blog with resources. We issued documents regarding the safety of the professional and the infrastructure requirements. We supported a ventilator development project together with our associate Genesis, and integrated the project with more ventilations in Brazil, mais ventiladores, by organizing the volunteer work of clinical engineering professionals and creating protocols for receiving and releasing equipment. Until now, more than 2,000 ventilators was repaired. We analyzed ventilators projects for the Ministry of Health. Together with one of our associates, the Archimedes company, a training course of ventilator maintenance was released for Portuguese and Spanish speaking countries. Until now, 1,900 students from 12 countries have students.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about your personal work projects in the area of medical imaging, as you said. What are some of the things you've been doing in recent months?
Well, we have some projects. The more important project is the reconnaissance of clinical engineering in Brazil by the government. We are doing a meeting with the CREA. CREA is the Society of Engineers in Brazil that do the laws about the reconnaissance of engineering professions. We wish that until March, we have news about the reconnaissance of clinical engineering as an official profession in Brazil. And the other project is to do more webinars to training our associates. And we are looking for more interaction with the Ministry of Science and Technology and with the companies. We think that clinical engineering is very important for governments, for manufacturers, and for this Brazilian society.
So I know ABE Clean is very large and it's involved in many of the parts of Brazil. Can you describe the breadth and the scope of the ABE Clean organization? How many people and where are they across the country?
People working clinical engineering?
Yes.
Uh, in Brazil, we have a magic number of 2,000
Wow.
engineers working as with clinical engineering, or in hospitals, or in manufacturers, or in other companies.
Very good. I know you have a great history of working, as you've already said, with the Ministry of Health and working with PAHO in a variety of ways. Um, and even the PAHO health technology leader, Alexandre Limgruber, is from Brazil, of course. So are you working with Alexandre these days?
Sorry, may you repeat, please?
Are you working with Mr. Limgruber from PAHO on projects in Brazil these days?
Oh, yes, we are analyzing projects to get course from PAHO to Brazil. We had a lot of meetings, and our society, Archimedes, that is a great company of education, is working with ABCLIN, as ABCLIN. We think that education is the key point to our associates. We need professionals with knowledge of the equipments to make equipment safe for use in patients.
What, as the president of ABCLIN, what are some of your proudest moments? What are some of the proudest achievements that you've seen in ABCLIN?
ABCLIN, sorry, may you repeat the...
What are the greatest achievements? What are the greatest results that you've seen since you've been leading the organization?
Perfect. The first big result is expansion of the ABCLIN in 9 states of Brazil. What the rest is the increasing of number of associates. Our associates are engineers, technologists, and technicals, medicine. Other result is the divulgation of the clinical engineer profession. Today, all people know what are clinical engineers. But we have to work more with the clinical engineers, because we have to show our results. The hospital managers have to know why we are important, why we can do. Then we are doing trainings, and we are looking for the recognition of the profession. Other important results is in a meeting with the CREA, Confeia CREA. ABCLIN is developing a rule for fiscalization of hospitals. Then, with this, hospitals will have to have engineers working. It's a great gain of clinical engineering in Brazil. And we have a lot of good results. Our magazine is very important. We have more than 4,000 followers in our medias. Our associates are contributing with ideas, improvements. We are making the union and the network of our associates and other clinical engineers. Because in our opinion, network and union of the professionals is very important, not only professionals in Brazil, but professionals in the world. It's very important that the associate or clinical engineer of Brazil knows the American college, knows the associate of Italian. It's very important to check the change of experience, change of knowledge.
And as a concluding question, Alexandre, what's your vision for the future of clinical engineers in Brazil?
I believe that clinical engineer will gain more and more importance with the health units, the government, and the manufacturers. Everyone benefits from hiring the clinical engineer. Only in Brazil, there are more than 300,000 health units. About 6,000 are hospitals. And I said we have about 2,000 engineers, clinical engineers. And another important point that I see is the growing collaboration between professionals from different countries. The clinical engineers from Brazil talking with other clinical engineers by CAD, by other organizations. The IFMB is very important, is a great source of information. And I think clinical engineering will grow so much in Brazil.
Well, we appreciated you hosting our 2017 Congress. We love our partnership with ABE Clin, and thank you for your time today.
Oh, thanks.
Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.